I'm sure by now you would have read articles about how home prices are reaching all-time high during this period of pandemic. Though you are probably more worried about COVID cases reaching all-time high, the increase in price is pretty significant. Now, if you're a homeowner, this would be fantastic news, but if you're a home buyer, especially young couples looking to buy your first home, this would be a problem. Now, if you're someone that's looking to buy your first home either through the BTO route or looking into the resale market, this video is for you. Over the last 6 years, we have gone through the entire process from finding the right house, balloting for it, waiting, saving up for it, finding the ID, going through the renovation process, and then finally settling down. We definitely have our fair shares of up and down and a lot of lessons to share, but in this video I'll share with you 5 tips that have helped us save tons of money so that you can too. By the way guys, if this is the first time you are seeing my video, and I'm very sure it is since this is my first video, it's Gerald here. I'll be creating videos documenting my life journey from a finance perspective. I hope that by sharing my life journey, the learnings, the insights and knowledge, mistakes that I've made, I'll be able to help other young couples like myself make better decisions so that instead of just being happy on the wedding day itself, they are able to live a life that is happily ever after. Needless to say, home is such an important milestone of our life. With BTO construction being delayed due to supplies issues and HDB resale prices reaching all-time high, increasing month after month for 11th month straight since June 2020, the options for cashed-out young couples are just getting fewer and fewer. And the reason the HDB resale prices are so high right now is due to the historical low interest rate that's pushing up spending power, and also the increase in HDB demand due to condo downgraders and also people who are looking for an alternatives to BTO because of the construction delay. While this situation is likely temporary and the government will step in to normalize the situation, it could take a while. So if you're looking to go ahead and buy your first home but is trying to avoid burning a hole in your pocket, the 5 tips here will probably help you manage that hole a little bit better. Let's start with the most obvious one, which is to do your homework early. The last thing we want is to go through the process of home ownership eagerly only to find out that we do not have enough for a sofa in the living room just because we have not budgeted for it or we have overspent in some other areas. If you're getting a HDB, bulk of the cash outlay lies in the renovation and furnishing process, while the remaining heavy payment can be done via CPF. Now, of course, if you're getting a resale, then you want to take note of this thing called the cash over valuation. Having said that, you will still need at least 40 to 60,000 for a simple home renovation and a fully furnished house. But of course, as Singaporeans get wealthier and wealthier, a 6-digit renovation are no longer a myth. Whether that makes sense or not is a topic for another day. By doing your homework early, you will be able to help yourself set a more realistic budget for the level of renovation you desire. During our own renovation process, we have set a budget of 40,000 only to find out that it's not realistic or feasible after meeting 5 to 6 ID. To make it happen, we will have to make some sacrifices along the way, and there are bound to be disagreement when that happens. So the lesson here is that always do your homework early so you can avoid any unpleasant surprises. It sucks to find out that you have run out of toilet paper. What's worse is finding out after you have shitted. So do your homework early. The second tip is to apply earlier in your career. HDB provide all first-time applicants up to $80,000 of grant. The earlier you are in your career, the lower your income, the higher your grant will be. A higher grant means lesser down payment, which also means that you have more cash flow for future needs. But I know, true love takes time to find. And by the time you find it, you may already be at a later stage of career. So don't worry, I got that covered. You will find the next 3 tips very useful for you. The third tip is to buy your appliances early. Now you may not know, all local distributors actually provide this thing called the best price guarantee. Now, if you were to go to either Gain City, Harvey Norman or Audio House, they will allow you to pay a deposit to lock in the price that is being currently offered, and the best thing is they will match any better price that comes along during the next sale or their competitor that's offering it. And if they are unable to match it, they will provide a full refund. What this means is that you don't have to skip the mid-year sale fearing that the year-end sale will offer a better deal. And it's not always the case. Through our experience, Audio House has the best deal, not sponsored. Not only are they offering to match the lowest price, they are also offering their own in-house rebate on top of the lowest price. If anyone of you all have a better idea where we can get good deals, please feel free to share them below. After all, we are all here to learn. I'm not ashamed to say throughout this process of hunting for rebates and deals, I've easily saved a few $1,000s. And now, on to the fourth. Before I go on to the next tip, it would really mean the world to me if you can help me press the thumbs up button and make it turn blue so that it will rise as fast as our home prices. Just make sure you're pressing the right one. Number 4, which is going direct to the source. Now I'm referring to the renovation process here. Now a lot of people will start thinking about looking for their own tiler, carpenter, electrician, plumber. Now this is not what I'm recommending. Although by finding your own vendor and managing your own project, you can save as much as 50% of the cost compared to looking for an ID, it is not that easy. If you don't have the experience, it's worth letting the professionals handle it. If you messed up the project by managing it yourself, the potential expenses can be much higher than initially planned. Here's what we did instead. For things that requires a lot of coordination and professional work like plumbing, tiling, electrical work, we let our ID manage it. But for areas where there are a bit less coordination work like curtains and sanitary fittings, that is where we are able to cut away the middleman and go direct to the source. There's no harm in exploring the options provided by our ID and getting their inputs on the design perspective, but it is always a good idea to get a second opinion on the codes provided. In most cases, you can get a savings of at least 30 to 50%, which is again additional few $1,000s. The fifth idea is to buy from China. Now this may be the same idea as buying direct from the source, but this makes so much sense that it deserves to be highlighted on its own. Since China is the world's factory and most of what you are buying is going to be made by them, why not buy directly from the source? Gone are the days where logistics are inaccessible to individual and where they only produces inferior products. Take for example our dining table. A similar quality, size and design would have cost about $1.5 to $2,000 if I were to purchase it in Singapore. Buying this from China only cost me $700 inclusive of shipping and packing. Of course, when you are buying items cross-border, there are more risk to it. So here are a few quick tips to manage the risk. Firstly, avoid buying items that is of high maintenance, require post-sale support or warranty. Secondly, you want to work with a forwarder that will help to check on the condition of your product before sending it out. A good forwarder will also help to enhance the packaging so that it will reduce the risk of your item being damaged during the transportation. We got some of our lights, tables, mirrors and soft furnishings from China through a recommended forwarder. Frankly speaking, I was half expecting my items to come with scratches on the mirror or legs missing for the tables, but surprisingly everything came in perfect condition with no hiccups. And that's all the 5 tips that we have today. Thank you for watching till the end. If there's anything you want to know with regards to what I have mentioned in the video, the contact for our forwarder, or curtain, or sanitary fittings, just drop us a DM on our Instagram. You can reach us at either my home page, which is the GG Home, or my personal page at Geralo. If you'd like to follow us on our journey to build a happily ever after life, click on the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and maybe from my sharing you will learn how to make good decisions that will help you to build your own happily ever after. Till the next video, bye!